All right.
Questions?
Hey, Tony,
See? Here we go. See?
we'll take his paycheck, right?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Terrance, with Nash, just getting his body back, I mean, what has that process been like, and how hard is it for a guy to kind of drop and add like he's done over the last year?
Well, honestly, he's done a great job with his weight and done a great job with his body. He's in great shape. He's a guy right now we have to pull out of practice as coaches. You know what I mean? Just knowing, the rigors that he went through with wrestling, coming off of nationals, came back the next week, was ready to practice, and we had to slow him down. So, he's full throttle right now. He's lifting, doing everything, fully in the playbook now and, leading the group. And sometimes he'll sneak in practice and get a rep or two. And, I try to get him out, but he's ready to go. And, his weight has stabilized. He's around 290, so he'll get a little bit heavier, but we want to make sure he do it the right way.
Do you envision by the end of spring that you're going to have him out there for contact stuff, or do you want to extend this thing all the way through April?
I have no idea. That's Coach Rule's call, and he's dealt with guys like that in the past that have done other sports and come back. So, every day I go to him and ask him what's the plan for Nash, and we'll give him a little bit more here and there. And I'm pretty sure by the end of spring he'll be getting a lot more live game reps. But right now he's just doing ND and doing a few things with the O-line one-on-one wise, but nothing team wise.
What's the next step for a guy like Van Poppel, and what do you think he sort of got out of last year's experience?
I think he, getting those early reps as a freshman allowed him this offseason to focus on what he needs to get better at, how fast the game is, how strong he has to be, and, there's no better reps than live game reps. And luckily for him, he's played some good football for us, helped us in short yardage and, spared those older guys when they needed a break. And now we expect him to take that jump and, play a lot more reps in the game and, be an impact player on the defense. And right now he's done a great job. He's gotten stronger. He's moving a lot better. And I think it's just mental for him. Once he gets over that mental hump of I'm being a young guy and, moving slow, right now things are moving a lot slower for him, and so it's allowing him to play fast.
Similar question about Cam Hart. He got quite a bit of playing time last year. How'd you see him come back when he got hurt? And then how have you seen him progress maybe in this offseason and developing his body?
Well, like the other guys always say, Cam's like a true professional. You know what I mean? That's why we're blessed to have a kid like him who came in and had his mind right, comes from a great family. So he does, he's an engineering major, so he's doing a great job in the classroom, having straight A's, and he's in the treatment room. He's always watching film. He's just a guy who, has his, right head on his shoulders. And, I'm expecting him to make a big jump. And it's good to always have competition in our room, obviously with guys like him and Jamari and James, a lot of guys like that we can rotate in. And I'm just looking for him to be more assertive. And, I'm not worried about him coming back from injuries because he always does it the right way. And, he's always a guy I never have to find. He's either in the cold tub in study hall or he's in the film room. So, he's doing a great job.
How encouraging is it to have literally waves of players that you can put in the game? It's not just the old guys like Ty and Nash, but you got Cam and you got Principal and you got Jamari and you got Riley and all these players. But how does that maybe change the way that you're able to coach in spring, and how much advantage does it give your group?
Well, for one, all those different guys bring different things to the table. James is a different player than Jamari. Jamari's a different player than Ty. Ty's different than Cam. And, as a coach, it's a little bit challenging because you have to figure out guys' strengths and when to get them in. But right now, all our guys, are working on being well-rounded players. James Williams working to be a first and second down guy, right? Nash is working to be a 3 technique. Ty is, working to be better on third down. So everyone has their things that they're working on. But it's great right now because, I always preach to the group about attacking in waves. And, we need 8, 9 guys that can go and play like starters.
You mentioned James. How close is he to being a every down guy for you?
Oh, the good thing about James is he's tough. So he'll stick his nose in there. He'll work the technique. His body has to catch up to his mind because, he has to gain a little bit more weight and get a little bit stronger. But he's done a good job of that this offseason, putting on 10 pounds. He's gotten a lot stronger. And, he hasn't lost his flexibility and his get off on the edge. So that's good. And, right now his focus is, 9-on-7, one-on-one run blocks. He's focusing on those things. So, that's a tribute to the leaders in the room, Nash and Ty, who are great leaders and, pushing those guys to be better and elevating the room.
Coach, when you looked at last year's film, can you tell us some things that you really liked in your room specifically and things that you kind of wanted to see more
Oh, it's a double-edged sword. I always felt like, when our backs were against the wall, we played well, whether it was goal line, short yards, those type of things. But, we want to be a team to get off the field early so we can get our offense in great field position so they don't have to drive 80 yards every series, But, taking the ball away is our main focus right now. We're just focusing on the things we need to get better at. Last year is last year. We're just focusing on the things that we need to improve on and take the defense to the next level and get our offense on the field more.
I know that we spoke with you since the end of the season. What was your impression of your first tour of the Big Ten and what it takes to win in the trenches in the Big Ten?
Yeah, it's exactly what I thought it was. Really good offensive lines, physical, big guys that can move on the offense and D line. We go against a great group every day in our offensive line. So, iron sharpens iron. So, for us, we're just trying to improve every day. We got some opponents that we'll play again this year that'll be, they'll be studying our defense all summer. So we just got to get better, keep doing different things. We'll line up and play, but ultimately stopping the run, taking the ball away, and getting off the field on third down is what it comes down to, no matter what division you're in.
What can it do for your defense if the group up front is the strength of the whole unit?
It has to be. It has to be the offensive line and defensive line. That's where it's won. You see that in any level of football. It's won in the trenches. So right now our offensive line and defensive line are doing a great job working together. They're getting after each other. We're getting tougher on both sides of the ball. And I know Donnie is pushing that group as hard as he can. I'm pushing my group as hard as we can. And we have a great practice plan every day to get better. Certain guys got to get better with certain things individually. And right now we're just making sure that we're sharpening our tools, getting ready to go.
You got Ashton Murphy here early. I mean, what's that going to do for him, and where does he need to grow this spring?
Well, right now he's just a young deer in the headlights. Right now everything's moving fast for him, but he does a great job of coming in, getting extra film, asking a lot of questions, and first and foremost, the foundation of playing in the D-line, you got to be tough. So if you're tough, I can work from there and coach you. So, he's a guy that'll stick his nose in there. Just got to get acclimated to just playing D-line. He's still doing some things that movement-wise, that he did in high school, O-line, D-line, playing both sides of the ball. So, it's been a week for him. Things are moving fast, but I expect him to be better and continue to get better each practice.
What do you think of Judy, the work he's done?
Judy, super talented, a guy that can do everything. I feel like he's the wild card of our group up front because he could be dynamic on third down, has the quickness and strength to play on first and second down. And, he's a guy that I circled in front of the defensive line room and said, hey, we need you to play better if we're going to have the number one defense in the country. So, he's had a great offseason, a lot better this winter with conditioning and strength. And, ultimately for him, he just had a beautiful son, Coda. So his mind is right now. And, he's focused on football. And, a lot of times when these kids are going through things, you have no idea what's going on in their personal lives, with things that show up on Saturdays. But his life is together. He has a beautiful family. And you can tell that he's enjoying football right now and enjoying life. And it's showing up in practice.
Oh, good. Pablo Fotu and Vincent Carroll. Wallace.
Getting a lot better. Those two, I feel like those two young guys are making a big jump right now. They've taken the offseason very seriously. Vincent and Sua, it's almost like Ty Robinson and Judy. They're two different type of players. They both are dynamic, but we expect them to bring the room up and, provide us with quality depth, guys that can, play at starter levels. Thank you.